Yep. Okay. So I'll just put them on, the lyrics for everybody to see. Would you like anyone to sing with you, or are you happy to sing on your own?
On my own is okay, Mataji. I think this one doesn't go like a repetition.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I'll just okay, whenever you're ready.
Okay, Mataji. संसारदावानललिधलोका तारण्यकारुण्याद्घनघनत्वं प्राप्तस्य कल्याण गुणनवस्य वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणारविन्दम् संसारदावानललिधलोका तारणकारुण्याघनघनत्वं प्राप्तस्य कल्याण गुणनवस्य वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणारविन्दम् महाप्रभो की तन नित्य नृत्य गीता वादित्रमाध्यान्मनसुरसेना रोमाञ्चनाकम्प श्रुतरङ्गभज वन्दे गुरु श्री चरणारविन्दम् श्रीविग्रहाराधन नित्यनाना शृङ्गारतान्मन्दिरमर्चनादौ युक्तस्य भक्तांश्च नियुञ्जतोऽपि वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणारविन्दम्. Mataji, can you move with that? Can you scroll down? निकुञ्जयूनु रति केळिसिद्धै या
चतुर्विधा.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी.
Mataji, Chaturvidha.
Oh, Chaturvidha. Okay.
Yes.
Chaturvidha
Shri Bhagavat Prasada.
Shri Bhagavat Prasada. Swadhana Traptan Hari Bhakta Sangan. Kritvaiva Triptim Bhajata Swadaiva. Vande Guru Sri Charanarvindam. Sri Radhika Madhavayurapara Madhurya Leela Gunarupanamnam Pratikshana Swadanalolupasya Vande Guru Sri Charanarvindam. Nija Nikunjayuno Rati Kelisiddhai यायालिभिर्युक्तिरपेक्षया नीया तत्रातिदक्ष्याद् अतिवल्लभस्य वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणारविन्दम् साक्षाद्धरित्वेन समस्तशास्त्रै उक्तस्तथा भाव्यत एव शब्दिः किन्तु प्रभोर्या प्रिय एव तस्य वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणारविन्दम् यस्य प्रसादात् भगवत्प्रसादो यस्य प्रसादात् न गति कुतोऽपि ध्यायान्स्तु वांस्तस्य श्रीसन्ध्यम् वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणारविन्दम् श्रीमद्गुरोरष्टकमेतदुच्चैर् ब्राह्मी मुहूर्ते पतिति प्रयान्नात् यस्तेन वृन्दावननाथ साक्षात् सेवैव लाभ्या जनशून्यतेव. Can you scroll down, Mataji? Up, I mean, sorry. First. संसारधावानललिधलोका तारण्यकारुण्याद् घन घनत्वं प्राप्तस्य कल्याण गुणनवस्य वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणारविन्दम् हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. Sorry for all the mistakes I have made today.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much, Mataji. That was absolutely stunningly beautiful. I didn't know you could sing so lovely. I don't think I've heard you sing before. That was so beautiful. Thank you so much. That was very beautiful. Thank you. Gaurangi Mataji, Hare Krishna. Is she there?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Would you be kind enough to Mangala Charan?
Okay, Mataji.
Okay, just 1 minute.
Okay.
I'll just put it on. Can you see it?
I start, Mataji.
Okay. Yeah. Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
It's loading.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-salakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Sri-Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Datati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaisnavamsa Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathitam Tam Sajivam Sabdhaitam Sabdhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padana Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakha Vistamsa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastuti Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusuti Devi Pranamami Hari Pre Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण माता जी
Hare
थैंक माता
Krishna, thank you
जी
so much, Garangi Mataji. As always, that was very beautiful. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to go into our next next verse in this chapter 14. So we're going through it slowly because there's just so much nectar in this. So we spoke about Krishna's flute, Krishna's 64 qualities, Radharani's qualities, Sita Devi's, Madhavendra Puri's we spoke about last week. And this week we're going to try to do more of a discussion. So I'm just hoping everyone will participate. And the other thing is, if anybody would, so we'll just I think we'll do a discussion today. So persons who have been thoroughly cleansed, sorry, I should just do the invocation. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Okay, so last week we spoke about Radharani and Krishna, the fact that they're qualified, they attract one another, and we spoke about Radharaman Ji, and we spoke about Madhavendra Puri. But Radharani's attractiveness is greater than Krishna's. In the transcendental taste in conjugal love. Similarly, there are transcendental tastes in servitorship, friendship, and other relationships with Krishna. And then these are outlined in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So today we're going to move forward. So persons who have been thoroughly cleansed by devotional service and are always joyful, being situated in elevated consciousness, who are very much attached to studying Srimad Bhagavatam, who are always cheerful in association of devotees, who have accepted the lotus feet of Krishna as the ultimate shelter of their lives, and who are pleased to perform all details of devotional service. Such devotees have in their pure hearts the transcendental ecstasy of attachment, which has been developed through old and new reformatory practices. That ecstatic state of being enriched with love of Krishna and transcendental experience gradually develops into the mature bliss of spiritual life. Tasting such spiritual bliss is not possible for those who are not situated in Krishna consciousness and devotional service. This fact is further collaborated in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 2.5.3.133.131, where it is said, it is very difficult for the non-devotee to understand the taste of devotional service. Only one who has completely taken shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna and whose life is merged in the ocean of devotional service can understand the transcendental pleasure. So, obviously, again, this is very deep. This is talking about taste, it's talking about rasa. It's about how we feel, especially when we perform devotional service. So, what we wanted to do today is maybe just talk a little bit about what does shelter really mean for us and how sheltered do we feel and are we? So, we hear this term, it says here, the ultimate shelter of our lives. What we want to do is just go around and just ask everybody what that actually means. Would that be okay if we keep it as an open discussion today? so everybody gets a chance to speak. If there's anybody that doesn't, then that's also okay. But I think it's important to hear from everybody because we haven't really heard from everybody recently. Okay, so Meena Mataji, can we start with you, please? Okay, maybe she's not there. Okay, maybe Swarup Prabhu, would you like to have a go at this?
Sure, Mataji.
Okay, so how do we understand this ultimate shelter? What things do you put into practice? What does it mean for you? What is your realization of this?
Okay. In my view, the ultimate shelter is somewhere, you are at complete bliss, you are at complete peace. You feel that you are a safe place. You are under the umbrella of something, someone, or a mix of both, whereby you feel protected. Um, it's a place where um, you are sort of finding yourself. You are trying to connect with yourself in that shelter. That's how I see it, Mataji.
That's actually really important. Yesterday, like I said, I was on this course and we was talking about how we take shelter of Krishna, and each of us, like before we came into devotional service, we had a foundation, and we have a foundation, and we put people in this foundation. So the example the speaker was giving was that, so this, it was about heartbreak and that kind of seminar, and basically he was saying that, we so often put somebody else in the foundation of our life, and then when that person hurts us, we feel tremendous hurt, or if that person leaves us or they pass away or whatever it is, whoever we put in our heart as in the foundation, then there is like, we're giving that person a lot of power over our life. And then the next part was that in our foundation we should not put anyone else in it apart from Krishna. But then also what was really important, well, like exactly what you said, that it's about self as well. Like you have to acknowledge that you yourself are in a relationship with Krishna. So that self understanding, who the self is, and that's a really healthy relationship that you can build with Krishna from there, because in your foundation no one else is going to be able to shake it if you are in a relationship with Krishna. And that, essentially that is taking shelter of him, because he's in our foundation, he's in our core. And everything else, like, our parents or children or families or whatever, they're pillars to us and they're important to us, but they shouldn't never be put into the foundation, because the foundation place within our heart should always consist of Krishna and ourself, because that's the only way we can survive this world, really, by taking shelter of the Lord. So Swarup Prabhu, thank you so much for sharing that. Can you say a little bit more about self, maybe? How do we understand the self?
So when I was saying self, you are trying to connect with your own soul and also with the divinity, isn't it? So in that in that shelter, that's for me is the shelter where you are trying to constantly think of the divinity. You are trying to connect with the divinity, and you are ultimately for us the divinity is Krishna, the supreme personality of the Godhead, and that connection with Krishna and Radharani uh, is for me the ultimate shelter that you have found. If you find, it can be anywhere, it can be It need not be a house or this thing. You can be sitting under a tree, and you are connected with Krishna and Radharani. And for me, that's the ultimate shelter.
Yeah, no, that's so beautiful. Yeah, that's where it starts, and that should be our foundation. Foundation is very core because whoever we put in the foundation has the ultimate kind of, they have the full power over us. So it's really good that we don't put someone, like that we shouldn't put in there, because then if, say for example, like for me, for a long time I think it was my granddad, but when he passed away the foundation was gone, and then I felt a lot of pain. So yes, we do need relationships, and they have to be pillars in our life, but not the foundation. The foundation, like you say, Prabhu, should only be Srimati Radharani and Krishna, because that's the source. Everything else is coming and emanating from there. So we respect that. Okay, thank you so much, Swarup Prabhu. Indulekha Mataji, would you like to say anything about shelter and how you take
Hare
shelter?
Krishna.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you. When we think about shelter, if you talk to non-devotees, they will think like a house, a home, family. But for devotees, our ultimate shelter is only Lord Krishna. Because, and then of course Radharani, because through Radharani we go to Lord Krishna. And taking shelter means that we don't make any plan. For me, I don't, because if I make small plan, it fails. Because Krishna has the ultimate plan, right? He knows what is good for us and what is not good for us. We may hanker for some things which will hurt us in the long run, but Krishna knows what is good for us. So our ultimate goal of life is just to take shelter, because he will provide with everything. He's providing for an ant up to an elephant. Why can't he provide for us? So we should not make any plan. We should just depend on him. That is taking complete shelter of him. Sometimes in life, situation arises where we cannot take it. We all are frustrated. But then we must tell ourselves one thing: that shall pass. That moment, be it happiness or distress, that moment will pass. And then our ultimate goal should be there. Let Krishna deal with it, because we have eventually put him in the center of everything in our life.
Yeah, that's beautiful, because that's like saying again, it's that quality time that we give to Krishna. How much quality, and because in through action, that is how we also show the love for Krishna. What is that quality of time that we're giving to Krishna? How important is it? How much do we cherish it? Even chanting, like, are we just doing it fast and furious, or are we really connecting? Because that is so important, that we're spending time just sitting with the deities, just either connecting with them, or through whichever means. But action is a way of showing love, and through action we can also serve Lord and get closer in some way. Indulekha Mataji, thank you so much. Would you like to share anything else on top of that?
Mataji, give opportunity to others also, because if we say everything, maybe we are waiting to say something.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mataji.
Okay, Gaurangi Mataji, have you got anything?
No, Mataji. Sorry. No idea, Mataji.
Yeah, you're already sheltered. We know how. Amog Prabhu, would you like to share something?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Taking shelter of all the Vaishnavas in Akshbet Sanghas in such a way will, that is what I feel shelter, which will be making our life perfect.
Yeah.
It's a
Taking
devotees association. So even though maybe so much of sinful, so that this one, so Sukadeva Goswami, Kirata Nandra Pulinda Pulkasha Abhirashumba Yavanaha Kasadeha Ejni cha Papa Yadapashraya Ashrayaha Sujjani Tasmai Prabha Vishnave Namaha. The devotees who have taken the shelter of the Lord, and if we take shelter of those devotees, then we will be cleared out of all sinful activities and we are in the safe hands. Like Prabhupada is umbrella, and we all devotees are trying to progress. Among those devotees association, if we just keep ourselves there, and then they will push us in, without much endeavor. So, but simply just being keep ourselves put among those devotees, as simple as that, without
yeah,
any personal
absolutely.
constraints.
Yeah, and Krishna talks to us through devotees as well. So that that helps us build a connection. But sadhu sangha is the most important thing, because through us sharing experiences of Krishna, that's how Krishna consciousness grows. And when we think about him, when we sing or chant, and I think again your emphasis here is sorry, Prabhu, I think I just so imagine not having devotee association. That's a very difficult situation now. We're so used to it, we're so spoiled, that if that was to go, I mean, it's a really, really big part of our life now. And it's really, really important that we stay close to devotees, because when we're talking to devotees, number one, we get messages from Krishna, but also number two, it's like our way to connect with each other, to talk about him. All day long we're talking about all nonsense and whatever, but this is our only time that we get to talk about the Lord. Okay, so let me just, Usha Mataji was there, no? Hemlata Mataji?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Also, like Prabhu said, we have to take shelter of the.
We have to?
Now, if we see our cases, myself and Gayatri Mataji, we don't have association of devotees. We have only the online Zoom 1 or 2 hours per day.
Yeah.
But it depends up to us what we want to do on the.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, like,
I think that also, right? We have so many great speakers. So we should spend our time in that way also.
yeah, absolutely. Like that's how we get nourished. That's how our Krishna consciousness grows. Because it's like a more of a team effort then, and it's more souls coming together to worship the Lord. So absolutely. So Meena Mataji, would you like to share something about surrender, what it means to you and how you go about doing it?
I think Mataji and you will explain so nicely. So Prabhuji and Priya, so there's nothing I can share right now. Thank you.
Thank you. I guess Swarup Prabhu said, Prabhavati Mataji.
Mataji is at work, Mataji. So Mataji can't speak.
Okay, no worries. Gayatri Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare
Yes,
Bol.
Mataji. Yeah. As Indulekha Mataji already mentioned about our situation here, and we are getting association through online, which is nice, and we can do. And according to me, surrender means like when a baby completely depends on the mother, like for everything. That's how we have to completely depend and surrender to Krishna, so that we don't have to worry. Any fear and anxiety will be gone if we surrender, but that is very hard. We are not able to do that. That easily saying is easy, but then done. So it's very hard, Mataji, but we have to understand that he is the cause for everything. So we have to completely surrender on him, and anything happens, we should understand that if a father throws the baby up in the air and he will catch and the baby is laughing, he doesn't get worried or scared. Fear and anxiety is not there in the baby. That's how we should also remember that Krishna is always there to catch us even if we fall. So we have to remember that, and we should just surrender to him, Mataji. That's all I think I will from my side, Mataji.
So it's
Hare
so
Krishna.
heartfelt and so beautiful. Like we really felt that. Thank you so much for sharing, Gayatri Mataji. Thank you. Garangi Mataji spoken, Meena Mataji spoken, Amol Prabhu spoken, Swarup Prabhu, Usha Mataji, Prabhavati Mataji. Okay, Indulekha Mataji. Okay, maybe
Indulekha Mataji already spoke.
she spoke. Yeah. Okay. So great. Okay. So yeah. So surrender. It means so many different things. And the
Usha
main thing.
Mataji,
Yeah.
Usha Mataji.
Usha Mataji. Yeah.
Mataji is not available.
Yeah.
Jagriti and Mataji.
Hare
Sorry.
Krishna. Okay. No, yes, well, whatever that Gayatri Mataji explained about the surrender.
Yeah.
It's giving a good example about how you can surrender. Like when you like a baby is, and then he doesn't have a fear, or baby doesn't have fear about anything, and then it's dependent on to father or mother as
Yeah. I understand. So
Gayatri Mataji said, yeah, we have to always surrender to Krishna and then see. But it's very
yeah,
hard.
and like
Yes.
just a
Yeah.
child. It
Yeah.
is hard, isn't it? Like I know we're talking about it, but it is actually quite difficult. Um, it is difficult. Um, okay, and Jagruti, welcome to the Atsu Sangha. I don't know if you can hear me, but if you can you please unmute?
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Hare Krishna, thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
Mataji,
Mataji, I just joined, that's why I missed. Is what's your question, Mataji?
so our question is, um, this concept of surrender now. So we're told to accept the lotus feet of Krishna as the ultimate shelter of our lives. Um,
Mm.
he's pleased with a devotional service. How do you do that? What does surrender mean to you? And how do where do you see your relationship in terms of with Krishna?
It's very hard to surrender, but yes, it's a surrender. This thing is like, we can leave it up to the Krishna, everything. And then Krishna will sort it out. But we saying is one thing, and when his time come, and then we said, still we worried basically.
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
not is we saying it like, okay, I surrender and I leave it up to Krishna. But the when it's come to children or anything,
Yeah.
and then few minutes after that start worrying, that not surrender but
Yeah,
trying.
absolutely. Yeah, because you are,
That's my
especially with
thinking.
children, like obviously you're a mother, so it's even harder because when your children are involved, you are their shelter, aren't you?
That's right. That's right. But we forget that is our sort of Krishna. But like we worry about our children, Krishna worry about us. But we
Yes.
forget that time.
Yes,
I don't know you,
absolutely.
but I forget.
Yes, absolutely. This is the thing that we always asking for Krishna, and Krishna is always there. Even if we don't ask him, he's still doing so many things for us. And
That's
this
right.
And we forget.
Every day we wake up is a Krishna mercy, right? And whatever we
Every
doing
day we
things.
wake up is Krishna's mercy, yeah.
That's
Every
right.
day, yeah. I mean, every
Rather
day.
than say thank you. But I learn now, I say thank you every day to, whenever I get chance, I can say thank you to Krishna for everything.
Yeah.
But still I'm thinking, like I said, is I surrender, but I not like that. It's
Yeah.
not easy.
And it's gratitude is such a big thing, isn't it? Because we can be the fact that we've got eyes and a heart and hands and arms and all for all the physical things he's given us, for all the material things, for all the
That's
spiritual
right.
things.
We
He's
don't realize is how
No.
expensive, isn't it? Is priceless,
Yes.
but still we don't appreciate that.
Yes, we just yes, I totally understand you. Like with all the goodwill in the world, we kind of forget sometimes, and maybe that's
Because like
something.
Krishna give the hand and everything is free of charge to everyone, and when anybody had like accident or something, they lose something, then they realize how
Valuable it is.
important to look after our body, but we don't. I'm not sure about you, but I don't look after that much my body.
Yeah. But and that's the thing. I think yesterday, like I say, I went on this course, and this course was predominantly to do with like we have to look after ourselves, like the fact that
That's right.
we must look after ourselves, even in devotional life. It's so important that we can we could take care of the self, so that not in an indulgent way or not in a neglectful way, but in a way which is just kind of medium, so
Yeah.
that we can focus on our devotional service and so that we are balanced in life. And
Yeah.
he used this acronym called GAMES. So G was for gratitude and just writing a gratitude journal, and
Yeah.
A was for I think attentive meditation or something. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, it's a meditation, yoga, swimming, whatever you can do, and chant. Even the chant is a meditation,
Yes. Okay. So yes. So which that's like us filling it, that's our filling our cup, and then like this verse says that when devotees come together, because their cup is full, they can fill each other's cups. So it
That's right.
says, and that's basically kind of where we're at. The ecstatic state, being enriched with love of Krishna and transcendental experience, gradually develops into the mature bliss of spiritual life. Tasting such spiritual bliss is not possible for those who are not situated in Krishna consciousness and spiritual life. Treating with such spiritual bliss is not possible for those who are not situated in Krishna consciousness and devotional service. This fact is further corroborated in the Bhakti Samrita Sundar, where it said that it is very difficult for the non-devotee to understand the taste of devotional service. So the thing that we have this devotional service, and we have access to it, and we have all like lovely devotee association, it's not a normal thing. It's not something that everybody gets called to do. So therefore it's really important that we reconnect, we recollaborate, and we understand that everything is about basically the understanding the taste of devotional service, and that can only be granted to us by the Lord, because
Yeah,
it's actually him. It's like his name we're singing, or his songs we're singing, or it it's him as well.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna. Thank you. So has everybody had something to say? Okay, so the next bit is only one who has taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord and whose life is merged in the ocean of devotional service can understand this transcendental pleasure. So obviously we're all pleasure seeking. We're Satchitananda Vigraha, and you know this transcendental pleasure, like we talk about pleasure, we talk about desires in the material world, but the transcendental pleasure is different. And sometimes we tap into it, but a lot of the times, because where the mundane and the energy gets blocked, we forget. But it's really about connecting. And if we find any other means difficult, then we have to be able to do it by touch. And again, that transcendental pleasure that we get is on a deeper level, and the happiness there is divine. So, but we want to experience as much of that transcendental pleasure here as well, so that when we are joyful, then we can give other people joy as well. Okay, is there any other questions?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
So when we are saying about taking shelter, that doesn't mean that we just sit in a corner and we say, okay, Krishna will do everything for us. We have to move around. We have to do our share. But Krishna has got his plan for us. So yes, we know we have family members, we have children, we have a home, we have work, we have everything. Krishna doesn't say, he told Arjuna, you have to fight. This is your dharma, this is your duty.
Yeah.
So we have to do the same thing and then leave the result to Krishna. Suppose my child is sick, right? And if I just like, and I get like upset, I get like worried and I sit with the child, not doing anything, is anything going to happen good to the child?
Yeah.
No. We have to say, okay, Krishna, I leave everything to you, but I will take my child to the doctor and I will feed him the right food, put him on a diet or put her on a diet and take care of her.
Yeah.
Up to my level. And then above that, you are here. Right? We cannot
absolutely
say, okay, I cannot say, okay, let me sit in a corner and moan, not talking.
Yes, no.
Nothing will happen.
No,
right?
and that's important because you have to still fulfill your duty. But it's like what Krishna says to the gopis, like you can't leave everything. You just have to live in the situation you're at, but always keep your mind engaged in Krishna consciousness. So whatever service you're doing, whether it's as a mother or as a wife or as a husband or what have you, as a son, the main aspect that is so important is that we don't stop doing, we don't stop our responsibilities, but we do them with Krishna in the center. So if we have a home, it's a temple for Krishna. If we're cooking, or we're cooking prasadam for Krishna, if we're going shopping, or we're going to go shopping for Krishna, and in that way, our life becomes very complete, very, very, very complete. Thank you so much, actually, Indulekha Mataji, for suggesting that and saying that. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so surrender means different things. And obviously we hear about Sharanagati, where Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj has written so deeply about Sharanagati, and this mood of surrender. And, as we go deeper and deeper, it's this mood of really connecting with the Lord, but also keeping, I think the main thing I learned, especially from yesterday, was that we have to keep, because it's so easy to say, okay, Krishna, let me just be an instrument of your whatever you want to do through me, you do. But actually understanding that we also have a self, and it's that self that needs to make the connection with Krishna. So when we go into our foundation, when we're really deeply thinking about Krishna, when we're doing our mananam, just remember there's a you and then there's a Krishna. And that should always be our foundation. One day we'll get to the point where, that me won't matter so much, but even it should matter to a certain degree, because we have to have a certain level of, I suppose, ego, if that's the right word to use, because we have to survive in a world which is, can be quite challenging. And the other thing that I wanted to speak on was, sometimes we try to surrender, but what happens is we're so blocked, or our cup is already full, and and in that respect, we can't really surrender because we've just got too much going on, or we haven't healed properly, or what have you. And what he was saying was that the relationship we have with Krishna should always be very, very joyful, and that's what we're looking for, like Krishna's energy, Krishna's presence. If everyone knows, we all know, it's very gentle, it's very peaceful, it's very loving, and also he's quite macho in his own respect as well. So he's got this amazing ability to deal with and connect with people from all walks of life. And we really do have to endeavor for that level of commitment within ourselves, to put ourselves back in the picture with Krishna. So for ourselves, like our foundation, if we're ever going through any problems or troubles, or whether we're in the day, it's just you and Krishna together. It's it's you and Krishna, and therefore the self is important. Okay, so I think what can we do? But I think we should do a little bit more songs today. I don't know why I felt inspired because there's quite a lot of us. So maybe if we can have one more kirtan. The other thing is that if everybody's willing, can we do 108 names of Nrsingadev, or can we watch the Nrsingadev Yagya for our protection? If everybody's okay with that. We don't have to. We can go straight into Nrsingadev Press. Or I thought we could just go a little bit deeper into Nrsingadev because we just talked about him briefly last week. And the children did this. They did a yagya online, and they all did. They all got a bottle, a drinking bottle. So it's just something to celebrate. Okay, so I haven't had anything. So I think what we'll do Nrsingadev prayers, and I think we'll end for today because it's Monday, and I'm sure everyone's got things to do. But just remember that Sharanagati and surrender, it's so important. I'm just going to leave us with a few words of Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj as to what Sharanagati is. Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Sharanagati. So this is how he explains it. And obviously this is a long book, but maybe if we can just read a little bit of this, I'll just share this this tab. So this is just the Sharanagati. So here, he starts off with so this Sharanagati was surrendered to the Lord's shelter. It was sung by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj. It was originally published in 1893, and it has 30 Bengali songs which outline the six-fold process of submissive. And again, that is another word that is so important, submissive, so that we're not loud about our surrender, but quite, subdued about it onto the Supreme Lord. So maybe we can go through a few of these songs. So I think there'll be things we already know. So Indulekha Mataji and Gaurangi Mataji, would you like to do the first one?
Mataji, I'm sorry, it's lunchtime here. I'm cooking
Okay, yeah, no worries.
Sorry.
Orangi Mataji, would you be okay to do that one? It's Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karamore.
Kirtan Mataji.
Yeah.
Okay, Mataji. Okay, Mataji, let's start.
Okay, so yeah, okay.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karo Mataji, this one?
Yes, this one, yeah.
Tuma bina ki dayalo jagat sansari Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karo Hari Daya Karo Sita Pati. I didn't see Mataji here.
Yeah, these are quite different.
Yeah.
Mataji, can you just read this 3 to 4, this verse 3 to 4, because these are the 6 ways in which we can surrender according to Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj. So these, sorry, I can't make it any bigger. But this verse 3 and 4, can you read that?
Adaya.
Yeah, Danya.
Danya Atma Nivedana. This one.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay, I cannot sing Mataji this one because I don't know is the lyrics. So, like reading or singing Mataji.
Any way you want.
Because yeah, I cannot sing Mataji this one. Sorry.
Okay, you just read it. You could just say the words.
Okay. Danya Atma Nivedana Gopsrip Bharana Avashya Raksive Krishna Vaisava Palana Bhakti Anukula Matra Karara Shiva Svikara Mataji cannot pronounce Bhakti Pratikula Bhava Brajana Gikara.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Sorry, Mataji cannot.
No, it's beautiful. Okay, so this is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj says, that there's 6 ways of surrender through Sharanagati. They are 1, Danya, which is humility. So when we are surrendering, this is, the scripture. This is Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj telling us this is how we surrender, is through humility. So without pride, basically. 2, Atma Nivedanam, so dedication of the self. So again, the self is very important. Sometimes we think that, okay, we don't need the self, why should we be that bothered about the self? But actually, we do have to surrender the self to the Lord. Goptritva Varana, acceptance of the Lord as one's only maintainer. So we have to be completely convinced that Lord is our only maintainer. So even if some of you are mothers, you must think, okay, I'm maintaining my children, but actually, who's maintaining you, and where is that maintenance coming from? It's all eventually it's linked to Krishna. Number 4 is the consciousness of Avasya Raksibe Krishna. Krishna will surely come to protect me, which is the Vishvasa faith in Krishna. So obviously, when we want to see Krishna, this mood of Krishna will surely protect me.
We do that with faith in Krishna's Balana, protection. So protection again is a really big word. Like we need Krishna's protection. And again, yesterday we were speaking about this. And what do we need protection from? We need protection from the outside world, basically, from attacks, from physical attacks, from spiritual attacks, from psychic attacks. We need protection, and Krishna's able. He's the provider of that for us. Bhakti Anukula la mantra karyera svikara. So execution of only those acts favorable to pure devotional service. And 6, bhakti prati kula bhava var janangi kara. So renunciation of conducts adverse to pure devotion. Now this one's probably another hard one. Like it's okay to say, okay, we're being devotees, but if someone says to us tomorrow to give something up, are we going to be able to do that? So that's going deeper. Even if some bad situations are going to befall us, we have to take shelter of the pure devotees, because who else can we take shelter of? And renunciation of conduct adverse to pure devotion. So yeah, we give up those bad habits, and I assure you I've got so many, but so that we go forward in pure devotional service. Okay, so who would like to continue to read the third? Okay, is there any comments about these six items of surrender? Is there any questions about that?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, yes, please.
Yeah, everything is perfect for saying, and but in coming into implementing in practical life, it is not that much easy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not. These are really different. I mean, imagine this is written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj, who's obviously so saintly, but just even us just reading these words and trying to understand them, it's our way to take further shelter of Krishna in a more deeper, meaningful. So, this is a little bit like nectar of instruction, but it's at a much, much deeper level, and it's sort of much more devotional. And it's what we need to kind of focus on. It's very difficult. I mean, even one of them, the Lord as only one's only maintainer. Like if you're a father, obviously you're the maintainer in your house. So, even just again having that realization that actually who's maintaining me, and then that gives us humility then, and then we can, because it's so difficult. It's so difficult. Okay, is there anybody else that would like to say anything about these 6 ways of surrendering through Shanagati?
Sandeep Prabhuji, maybe.
Yes, please. Sorry, I can't see your names up. Yes, please speak.
Hare Krishna Mataji and
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna, Gayatri Mataji. Yes, please ask him to speak. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, he is here actually.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna, pranams. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you Mataji.
Okay, so have you got any comments on Shanagati and this mood of surrender?
Again, Mataji, I mean, bear my limited knowledge into this. For me, surrender is, all I know is we have, as a living entity, we have to surrender to Lord Krishna. He has also mentioned it in Bhagavad Gita that to Arjuna that leave aside everything and just surrender to me, and I will take care of you. So that's what to me surrender is like. We have to surrender, being part and parcel of him, but at the same time knowing that we are entities, we are jivatma. So
Yeah.
that's all I I can think of
Yeah,
surrendering to Him.
but Prabhu, how beautiful! Because I think you've by saying what you just said, you've gone straight back into you've gone into the next kind of verse, which is that Krishna hears these prayers of anyone who takes refuge in him by this sixfold practice of surrender. So it is an action, and that we can please Krishna with. And this again, because it's a boon that Krishna's basically giving. Like, I'm taking care of you all. Just take refuge in me. And the more we praise him, the more he becomes apparent in our life.
And also after reading until Madhya Leela Chaitanya Charitamrita, again I think Mahaprabhu is saying the same thing. Take shelter of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So I can see we have no other goal than we have to surrender and we have to take shelter of him. So
Yeah, absolutely. We have to. You're right. There's part of us there we have no choice because we're living in such a diabolical situation. Like we can't even understand, the diabolical nature of that situation is that we're in this material world. But taking shelter of Krishna is the only positive thing we can do to kind of pull ourselves and our soul out of here as well. And it's Krishna gives us free will. So if we take one step towards Krishna, he'll take 10, 20, because he's ever so kind. And he puts, his nature is such, he puts everybody else at the heart of what he's doing. Okay, so thank you so much, Prabhu, for sharing that.
thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Yeah. So the first principle, Danya, there's 7, and then there's like a song for each one. So maybe if we just sing about this humility one. Does anyone know this song? So I don't know the tune to this as well, but maybe if we just read the words. Oh Lord, I forget you, and I came to this material world where I have experienced a host of pain and sorrows. Now I approach your lotus feet and submit my tale of woe. So maybe that's something that we can do. We can think about, is there anything that we just keep telling ourselves that where it's just a tale, like, oh, it must be like this, it's got to be bad. Like if any negative thoughts come up in us, it's really important that we smash them straight away. While still bound up tightly in the unbearable confines of my mother's womb, O Lord, you once revealed yourself before me, accepting only briefly. Then you abandon this poor servant of yours, this poor servant of yours. So, before, this is basically saying that when we're in our mom's wounds, we, obviously Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj is saying this, that he had his audience with the Lord. And I think most souls can say that they've had an audience, but we just forget as soon as Maya takes over. Yeah, so again, we're seeking Lord's audience. At the time I thought, after my birth, I will worship you, but alas, after taking birth, I finally, I fell into the entangling network of worldly illusions. So all these things that, everything we see at this moment is all an illusion unless it's linked to Krishna. So we fall into all these illusions. It's so easy, like not to come to Sangha. It's so easy to do something else or be distracted. But I mean, that's just one little simple example. But we must make sure we don't get so entangled in the worldly illusions. And he's seeing these beautiful, beautiful verses with regards to humility. As a dear son fondles in the lap of his relatives, I passed my time smiling and laughing. The affection of my father and mother helped me to forget you. Still more, I began to think that the
material world was a very nice place. So again, you know, he's basically saying that he was, you know, he's been given so much love by his mother and father that he's actually forgotten the Lord. So sometimes, you know, we could just be in very comfortable situations, and normally people remember the Lord when they're in distress, but when we're in comfortable situations, that's when we have to think about the Lord even more, because we could actually give the best of ourselves to the Lord at that time. And also the fact that you know, that uh, that affection that we feel, we need to channel it in the kind of correct way. So day by day I gradually grew into a young boy, and I began playing with other boys. Soon my powers and understanding emerged, so I diligently read and studied my school lessons every day. So that was still important. Svajana palana kori ekabane bulida tomara hari. Proud of my accomplished education, later I travelled from place to place and earned much wealth, thereby maintaining my family with undivided attention. I forgot you, O Lord Hari. So, at the time of our birth, we forget Him. Then we go into our education, our family life, and we still continue to forget Him. And now Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj is saying, now in old age, this Bhaktivinoda very sadly weeps. I failed to worship you, O Lord, and instead passed my days in vain. What will be my father now? What will be my fate now? Sorry. So again, you know, he's come to this old age. He just wants to worship the Lord. Obviously, we know he's a real devotee, but he still wants to understand that what is his fate going to be all these lifetimes, all even in this life. Like sometimes, you know, we're lucky to have this association, because if we didn't, we would be doing other things that would be engaging us in different activities. And we don't want to be in a situation. I mean, obviously this is just Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj being really humble, but we never want to be in this stage where, you know, we feel like whatever we've done uh is all Krishna's mercy anyway. And if we're serving him, then that service has been brought on by him. So thank you so much. I think we'll end there. So are there any questions before we move on to Nashinga Dev prayers? So in that case, Swarup Prabhu, can you please do Nashinga Dev prayers?
Sure, Mataji.
I'll just put it on, and you can ask someone to sing with you.
Yes, of course. Whoever wants to sing, please feel free.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Prabhuji, I can follow you, Prabhuji.
Do you want to lead, Mataji? I can follow you also. No problem.
Okay. Okay, Prabhuji. Whatever is okay.
It's fine, Mataji. You lead. I'll follow you.
Okay. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Prahlada Ladadaine.
Prahlad Ladadaine.
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha.
Hirannakashipurvakshaya.
Shilatanka Nakalaye.
Shilatanka Nakalaye.
Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimho.
Ito Narsimho Parato Narsimho.
Yato, 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 Yato,
Yato yato yami tato narsimho.
बहिर्नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो
बाहिर्नसिंहो हृदये नसिंहो
नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपद्ये
नरसिंहमादिं शरणं प्रपदे
नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपद्ये
नरसिंहमादिं शरणं प्रपदे
तव करकमलवरे नखा अद्भुतशृङ्गां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गाम् केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
तव करकमलवरे नाखाम् अद्भुतशृङ्गाम् दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गाम् केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव
जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव
जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज
जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज
जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा
जय गुरुदेवा गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा
गौर नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय श्रील प्रभुपाद
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद
नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you so
Hare
much, Gayatri Mataji. Sorry, Prabhu. That was absolutely beautiful. And I think we all felt Lord's protection. And I think as we are ending, we just remember these we actually think of 3 ways in which we're going to surrender maybe tomorrow, like something different that we don't normally do, or one way even. that we're going to really surrender like deeper to the Lord, by remembering his lotus feet. Where is that verse gone? This one. Whether it's that we know Krishna will, surely protect us, having faith in him, in his protection, in execution of favorable acts, and renunciation, and if it's humility we pick, how are we going to express that humility towards our Lord? And Atma Nivedanam, dedication of the self. So we must actually identify who the self is, so then we can offer ourselves to the Lord. Or whether it's acceptance of the Lord as the only maintainer, something we do, just something different. Or we ask Krishna for his protection, we do anyway, but just in a more deeper way, with more meaning, and with a deeper level of surrender, maybe tomorrow or any other day. But it's that we keep practicing this mood of surrender, because through that mood of surrender we become completely attached to the Lord, and he is our only savior after that. And we can grow in our devotion to him. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. Hare Krishna, everybody. Vanchakalpa tarobhyascha kripa sindhu bhavascha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnav Vrinda ki,
Jaya.
Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jaya.
Hare Krishna.
Radha Sevika Mataji ki.
Jaya.
Now all
Can
of
we all
you.
do the three loud Hari Bols to Radha Sevika Mataji, please?
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Bol. Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much, Mataji, for
Mataji.
kindly
Thank you. It's
sharing.
all of
Thank you,
you did it
Mataji.
today. Like, it was a very I wanted to just make everybody like say their bit, but yeah, let's practice surrender. But it's everybody's contribution. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.